Real quick video. 2 solutions for increasing your ankle mobility so that you can get deeper in the squat and get bigger quads that work together, right? These 2 solutions go hand in hand. They're like the yin and the yang. They're like the Batman and the Robin. They work together very, very nicely. So let me tell you my story real quick. I realized early on in my lifting career, in my squatting career, that the deeper I can get in a squat, safely that is, the better quads I'm gonna have, the bigger quads I'm gonna have. Simply because more depth equals more range of motion, which equals more muscle fiber recruitment, which equals a hypertrophy of more muscle fibers. The guy who half squats is only recruiting a certain amount of his muscle fibers. The guy who full squats is recruiting way more of his muscle fibers. The reason this happens is because the body is effective, right? If the body doesn't need to use all its resources, it won't. So when you're half squatting, the body's not gonna recruit all the muscle fibers because we don't need to. You're not even going all the way down, bro. Like, what's the point? We're only gonna use, I'm not gonna say half your muscle fibers, but substantially less than the guy who full squats. Okay, so cool. That's a bit of background. That's a bit of, theory, so you guys understand how it works. Let me tell you the solutions. The first solution was I got my hands on some weightlifting shoes. Now I know this kind of turns a couple people off because they're not cheap. They're not just 50 bucks, I paid 150 for mine. I think the most expensive ones I've seen are about 200. I know it sounds crazy, but if you're a nerd, and if you're serious, and if you've been lifting for years without them, maybe, just maybe, it's time for you to invest and try them out. So get your hands on some weightlifting shoes, not only for the added stability they provide. I mean, look at the way they're designed. They're completely flat at the bottom, they're big and bulky, and they make sure your foot doesn't roll and turn and all this other BS. But because of that elevated heel that comes with weightlifting shoes. The elevated heel allows you to artificially increase your ankle mobility so that your knee is able to track further over your toes, which results in more knee bend safely. Because like I always say in any single video I talk about weightlifting shoes or squat depth, I always say that everyone can get into a deep squat, but not everyone can do it safely. So if you're able to get into a deep squat, but your heels lift off the ground and your lower back rounds like a cat, that's not good. If you're able to get in a deep squat without your heels coming off the ground and without your lower back excessively rounding, that is good. And the heel elevation part of the weightlifting shoe just gets you that little bit closer to that perfect depth squat. So that's the first thing I done. I got my hands on some weightlifting shoes and I was able to squat a bit deeper. The second thing I done, and this is the cheat code, right? This is like putting steroids on top of steroids. I got this heel elevated insert that I put in my weightlifting shoes. So I've got heel elevation in the side heel elevation. Now, when my foot is in the shoe, my foot isn't flat like it would usually be when I squat in socks. It's elevated a little bit and even more because of the shoe. Now, of course, it's not elevated to that degree that I just showed. That would be like walking on high heels, but it allows me that extra depth, especially on the leg press, especially on the Cybex leg press. I can go all the way down on the machine to the point where the machine literally touches itself at the bottom with good form. And that is what gets my quads screaming every single leg session. So these are the 2 quick hacks. If anything, I would actually recommend this one first. Get your hands on some heel inserts off Amazon. I think I paid $5 for this guy. And obviously another one, like, it comes as a pair of 2 there. So I paid $5. I recommend this first. And then if you're liking the results, and if you think you're gonna take squatting and leg training seriously, and you're not just like a casual, you're not just one of those guys that, I'll put it this way, this is what I'm trying to say. If you've got all the other essentials down, such as training consistently, eating well, sleeping well, if you're a serious gym guy, this is what I recommend, okay? Get your hands on these first, then the weightlifting shoes. If you even struggle to go gym, like if it's not part of your lifestyle, if it's not a habit yet, I don't recommend either of these 2 because you still need to get the fundamentals down. These are like the cherry on top, but right now you can't have any cherry on top because you don't have the base, right? So train hard, eat well, turn up to gym consistently, train hard consistently, and then consider these nice little additions in the same way I did. I only got these recently, but I've been training for how many years? So yeah, these are the 2 things I've done to increase my ankle mobility so that I can squat deeper, get bigger legs, all that good stuff. If I'm on your screen right now, I've kept your interest somehow. Thank you for watching this video, bro. I absolutely love you. Comment below what you're struggling with in your weightlifting career, in your bulking career, and I'll make a video that will solve your problems. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one.